All right, now 3.2, we're looking at functions still, and we're looking at specifically the domain and range of a function. And we're going to be using the graphs of the functions to determine the domain and range. Now, at this point, we're going to be given the graphs. We don't actually have to graph them ourselves. So let's define domain and range. And domain, it's a set of numbers. Okay, so it's something that we can use an interval to stand for that set of numbers. And it is the set of numbers that x equals. So the numbers that we put into the function. The range is the set of numbers that y equals. So let's look at an example of a graph. Okay, so the graph here is in blue. That graph is the graph of some function. Let's just call it f of x. And we don't need to know the equation. We can just go by what the graph looks like. So the domain is our values of x. And we can see that the domain is going from left to right because it's the horizontal. All right, the x values go on the horizontal. And we can identify that the leftmost point is this point right here. And we can even write down what that point is. We can write down that it is the point -5. That's the x-coordinate, and the y-coordinate is a +5. Okay, so the graph goes from the leftmost point of -5, 5 to, it doesn't have a rightmost point because the arrow here tells us that it's going to continue going on. And as it goes, x gets larger and larger, it just keeps going down. That's what that arrow tells us. So if we want to write down the domain, we want to write down in interval notation, we can write down that the smallest value that x takes on is -5, and it does not have a largest value, so we use infinity. And we always use a parenthesis around infinity, and it does include -5, so we use a bracket. In interval notation, we would say that x is greater than or equal to -5. Now let's look at range. Range, we look vertically. It goes, up to down or down to up. So we want to identify the smallest point. Okay, well, because it goes down, it keeps going down as x values get larger. There isn't a smallest value, so the range would start at -infinity. But we can find the highest point, and it actually is the same point that we had for the leftmost point. This time, though, we want to pick out the y value. So the smallest is -infinity because there isn't a smallest, but the largest value that y takes on is 5. We use a parenthesis for -infinity and a bracket for the 5. Using inequality notation, we say y is less than or equal to 5. Great. Let's look at the graph of this function and determine domain and range. So for domain, we want to find the smallest value that x takes on and the largest value. So the smallest value is going to come from this point, and that point is -3, 0. And we want to pick out the x value. So the x value is -3. So we can say that the domain starts at -3. Because that point is open, right here, it's not filled in, it's open, that means that we're not including that point. So when we write the interval notation, we're going to use a parenthesis for the -3. And then the largest value of x comes from the point that is furthest to the right, which is the point 1, -4. We again want the x value. This time we have a closed point, so it's filled in right there, so that means that point's included. So that 1 is included, so we're going to use a bracket for the domain. If we wrote that in with inequality notation, we would have x in the middle. It's less than or equal to 1, and x is greater than -3. So -3 less than x less than or equal to 1. All right, now let's look at the range. And notice that both of those points have y value of 0. That's the largest value that y takes on. And it's not included in this point, right? We have that open point, but it is included in this point. So we can write a bracket for the 0. And in inequality notation, we have y in the middle, less than or equal to 0, but y is greater than or equal to -4. So -4 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 0. Okay, let's find domain and range. So domain, we're going from left to right. So we want the leftmost point, this one right here. That point is -4, 0. And for the domain, we want the x value. It's included, so that's -4. The rightmost point is this one right here, and that is the point 40. And it's included, we pick out the x value, which is 4, so our domain goes from -4 to +4. So -4 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to +4. For the range, we want our lowest point, which is these two right here, and the y coordinate is 0. The y value is 0, so it's included, so we're going to include 0 in the range, so we have a bracket. Here's the highest point. That is the point 0, 2, and we pick out the y coordinate. Since it's the range, it's a 2. That point's included, so we use a bracket. And in inequality notation, we're going to have 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 2. Let's look for domain and range on this graph, the graph of this function. Because we have these arrows, what it's telling us is that as x values go to the left, as x values go to -infinity, it's going to keep going up. And as x values get larger, as they go to +infinity, it's going to keep going up. So there is no possible way to circle the point that's furthest to the left or furthest to the right. So that means there's no leftmost point, no rightmost point. So the domain is all real numbers. So the domain is all real numbers. And the way that we show that in interval notation is -infinity to +infinity. So there's no limit. That means that x can be any number. But for the range, all right, we're looking for y values. We're looking for a lowest point to start off with, and we can circle a lowest point. That is the point 0, -1. The range then starts at -1, the y value of that point, and includes -1. But because we've got the graph increasing as x goes to -infinity and +infinity, that means y values continue to increase as well. It goes to infinity. So the range is -1 to infinity. And we can write that in interval notation as y greater than or equal to -1.